me on my toes. She's been my #1 fan from the moment we met. And here's what Katie says about what she loves about Roberto. Roberto is incredibly loving and loyal. He will do absolutely anything I ask of him. I love that he inspires me to be a more patient and loving person. He stays true to who he is and loves everyone in his life with all of his heart. He is an amazing friend, son, and leader to those around him. Now, long-distance relationships can be challenging. Couples are forced to learn to communicate better, to listen better, to work through misunderstandings together, and to be patient with each other. Lots of long-distance relationships don't last. But paradoxically, some of those supposed disadvantages are actually advantages when it comes to building a stronger relationship. And a real advantage is expressed in Katie and Roberto's favorite song, Faithfully. One verse in that song says, "And being apart ain't easy on this love affair. Two strangers learn to fall in love again. I get the joy of rediscovering you. Oh girl, you stand by me. I'm forever yours, faithfully." So the relationship just continued to grow, and of course it became time to think about taking it to the next level, the level of marriage. This is how Katie puts it. It came to the point that we knew that we wanted more than constantly traveling all over the country. I know it wasn't always easy for Roberto to adjust to the move to a new city, but if he hadn't made that move, we might not have made it this far. And some of you may know that Katie is very hard to surprise. And Roberto very much wanted to surprise her with his proposal. So he came up with a pretty amazing plot to do that. He enlisted the help of Katie's best friend. Is she here? Yes. Yeah, you kept the secret well. He suggested that she suggest to Katie that for Roberto's birthday, they go to a piano bar, and there, Katie would ask him to go up on stage to play and sing. Katie thought this was a great idea, and of course she was totally clueless that Berto had engineered the whole plan. He says, she had no idea that the whole time she thought she was surprising me, I had been planning the whole thing. I wanted to get her up on stage with me and for her not to be suspicious. When they called my name to go up on stage, I acted surprised and played along. Once they asked what song I wanted, I said I wanted to play Faithfully, but I said I wouldn't do it without Katie coming up and singing it with me. The whole time we were singing, Katie kept patting me on the back, feeling sorry for me because I'm a terrible singer. I don't believe that. But at the pause, I said, "Katie, you are the love of my life, and I want to make you the happiest girl for the rest of your life." And he got down on one knee. Katie tells the rest of the story this way. She says, "It was a complete surprise with all my friends there to see it. Of course, I cried like a baby. I've never been more surprised in my entire life, and I am somebody who's very difficult to surprise." So here we are, gathered here today in this beautiful, beautiful place to witness the promises that they agreed to make that day. We know that this ceremony today does not create this marriage, except in a legal sense and in some ways a social sense. Roberto and Katie have been creating this relationship for as long as they have been together, and they will continue to build it and develop it for all of their future together. Creating a marriage is a process that goes on for the entire life of a marriage. Here's how Robert Fulghum describes this process. He was the guy who wrote All I Ever Learned, I Learned in Kindergarten. You have known each other from the first glance of acquaintance to this point of commitment. At some point, you decided to marry. From that moment of yes to this moment of yes, you have been making commitments in an informal way. All those conversations that were held in a car, or over a meal, or during long walks, or over the phone, or over the internet. All those conversations that began with, when we're married, and continued with, I will, and you will, and we will. All those late night talks that included someday, somehow, maybe, and all those promises that are unspoken matters of the heart. All of these common things and more are the real process of a wedding. The symbolic vows that you are about to make are a way of saying to each other, you know, all those things we've hoped and dreamed and promised. Well, I meant it all, every word. Look at one another and remember this moment in time. Before this moment, you've been many things to each other. Acquaintance, friend, companion, lover, dancing partner, even teacher, for you've learned much from each other. Shortly you shall say a few words which will carry you across a threshold of life, and things between you will never be quite the same. For after today you will say to the world, this is my husband, this is my wife. So now it's time to actually take those vows. Please take each other's hands now. On this day, you take a giant step of courage and commitment. When a commitment this strong is made, the force of that love, of that courage, reaches out and changes the world we live in. Like a stone dropped into a still pond, the ripples of love from this celebration will travel outward through each of us and into the world outside. Roberto, do you now wish to marry Katie, to honor her and to love her for the rest of your days? Please repeat after me. I, Roberto, take you, Katie.
I, Roberto, take you, Katie.
To be no other than yourself.
To be no other than yourself.
Loving what I know of you.
Loving what I know of you.
Trusting what I do not yet know.
Trusting what I do not yet know.
I promise to love you.
I promise to love you.
And to believe in you.
To believe in you.
Even when you doubt yourself.
Even when you doubt yourself.
I will support your dreams and walk beside you.
I will support your dreams and walk beside you.
Offering courage and strength.
Offering courage and strength.
Through all of life's challenges.
Through all of life's challenges.
I vow to always be faithful.
I vow to always be faithful.
And to never take you for granted.
And to never take you for granted.
From this day forward,
From this day forward,
I will be joyful and proud
I will be joyful and proud
to be your partner and your best friend.
to be your partner and your best friend.
Katie, do you now wish to marry Roberto, to honor him and to love him? She can't wait. That's perfect. Please repeat after me. I, Katie, take you, Roberto,
I, Katie, take you, Roberta,
to be no other than yourself,
to be no other than yourself,
loving what I know of you
loving what I know of you,
and trusting what I do not yet know.
trusting what I do not know.
I promise to love you
I promise to love you,
and to believe in you,
even
even when you doubt yourself.
even when you doubt yourself.
Okay, take a moment, take a breath. I will support your dreams
Support your dreams
and walk beside you,
and walk beside you,
offering courage and strength
offering courage and strength
through all of life's challenges.
through all of life's challenges.
I vow to always be faithful,
I vow to always be faithful,
to never take you for granted.
never take you for granted.
From this day forward,
From this day forward,
I will be joyful and
I
proud
will be joyful and proud
to be your partner and your best friend.
to be your partner and your best friend.
May we have the rings, please? Put them in Roberto's hand. These rings, in their unbroken wholeness, symbolize the continuity of your love. For love freely given returns in kind to the giver, and love received fairly begs to be given out to the sender and to the world. May their beauty and shining substance always remind you of the joyful vows you have made today. Roberto, please put Katie's ring on her finger, repeating after me. With this ring, I give you my heart.
This ring, I give you my heart.
I have no greater gift to give.
I have no greater gift to give.
May it always remind you my love is with you.
May it always remind you my love is with you.
And Katie, you place Roberto's ring on his finger, repeating after me. With this ring, I give you my heart. I have no greater gift to give. May it always remind you my love is with you. That's going to stay. And now to symbolize the union they are creating today, Katie and Roberto will perform the sand ceremony. If you would each pick up your container and just hold it for a moment. Each of the grains of sand represents a part of you and your lives up until this point. Your hopes, your dreams, your thoughts, your personalities, your frailties, your anxieties, your fears, and all of the little quirks that make you, you. Please begin to pour the sand together, alternating. Now, as these grains of sand are poured together, we know that they do not disappear. They do not melt into each other, even as they join together to make a beautiful new whole. And so it is with you. You bring to this marriage all of the richness. I can't compete with that show. You bring to this union all of the richness of your histories and all of your unique individuality as you enter into this new union. In fact, it is your uniqueness which will make your marriage the beautiful thing it is today and will be for years to come. May all your days together be lived in beauty and joy. And now, as this ceremony draws to a close, please join me in a final blessing for Katie and Roberto. May both of you, now married, keep this covenant that you have made. May you be a blessing and a comfort to each other, sharers of each other's joys, consolers of each other's sorrows, helpers to each other in the challenges of life. May you encourage each other in whatever you set out to do. May both of you, trusting each other, trust life, and be not afraid. May you not only express and accept affection between yourselves, but reach out with love to all people. May the inspiration of this hour remain with you, and may you continue to love one another forever. May God bless you in your new marriage. Amen. Amen. Roberto and Katie, you have made your solemn promises to each other. You have sealed those promises by the exchanging of rings. It is now my very great honor and joy to pronounce you husband and wife. It's time for that kiss. Let the celebration begin.
Yeah, you flipped on your face.